It's been 2 weeks since the nightmares began. They were sporadic at first, but now it's every time I fall asleep. Sleep paralysis. I believe it's what it's called. I grossly underestimated it. Each dream becomes more nightmarish and bizarre. I've tried to stay awake for as long as I could, but I can feel it already, taking a toll on my mind. I can barely concentrate now. The nightmares began when I started working on this case. About 2 weeks ago, I was working the usual cases. The work pays, but only enough to keep the lights on. I was waiting for the perfect case that would stick out to me. That's when it would come in the form of a phone call. I received a call from a potential client concerning the matter of their brother's death. The police had abandoned the case and the client wanted closure. I was ambitious, thinking this was my big break, despite how morbid the case was. I leaped at the chance and took it without thinking. I wonder if I should have been more hesitant. I arrived at the client's house as they would provide me with what I needed to look into the case. The body was found on the bed, but the police found no signs of forced entry. The client was off at work at the time. The neighbors didn't see anyone break in. This gave the police nothing to go on. I was a bit perplexed myself. His ribcage evidently crushed, broken, and caved in, puncturing his lungs as he would die from drowning in his own blood. There was a piece of evidence that the police had skipped over. It was unusual to say the least. A dream journal. The client said the victim's therapist had recommended it when the nightmares began. He would appear to wake up in the dark, but wouldn't be able to. He would see a figure moving towards him. Darkness, but the figure was obscured. It was both familiar and not familiar to him. As it would get closer, climbing onto his bed, onto him. It would then sit on his chest, and while it was close enough to him, he would not be able to see it clearly enough. But he could feel them watching him. research pointed to sleep paralysis, but my gut tells me it's more than just a nightmare. I'm afraid that the last clue to this case is in my nightmares themselves. I don't want to sleep again, but I have to. If I must finally solve this mystery, might as well give it to me